Greetings, I am Earth Faith. This show is called Mr. Speaker. And the question before us today is, why did the Supreme Court today refuse to hear the Rhode Island case concerning the rights of a fetus, in regards to abortion in Rhode Island? Now, this is the same Supreme Court, plus Ketanji Brown Jackson, that just a few months ago overturned the right to an abortion, the federal right to an abortion. This case had to do with the Rhode Island right to an abortion. This show is called Mr. Speaker, yet I speak for myself. Now, let's dive right into this question. It's an abortion case, it's a tactical question on abortion. We can assume that the Supreme Court is equally as conservative and determined to overturn the right to an abortion that it already did a few months ago. Democrats should not somehow take comfort and from this case in regards to convincing the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn the Dobbs case and reinstate the federal right to abortion. Looking back here on the political map is what really we're talking about. We're talking about Democrats, potentially going into Republican states and insisting on a right to an abortion in enemy territory. We are basically at war over abortion and so many other political issues in the United States, not only between Democrats and Republicans, but infighting within the Democratic Party, as we see the departure of Tulsi Gabbard today, and infighting in the Republican Party, as we see the legal problems of former President Donald Trump. Now, this is all, a diversion. This has nothing to do with the topic of abortion. This is the background context. Rhode Island had a law giving, or maybe even in the Rhode Island Constitution, it escapes my mind at the moment, basically giving people the right to an abortion under state law, basically. Now, the Roe v. Wade instituted a 50-state federal right to an abortion. So right now we have a checkerboard country with a pro-life and pro-choice states. It is true, definitely, the pro-life movement wants to eliminate the right to an abortion in all 50 states, but they have not even collected all their marbles yet from the Dobbs case overturning Roe v. Wade. It would be a big overreach for them to now institute these rights of a fetus, which would be an interesting topic if you get to the merits of the topic, just as common citizens here wondering, what rights do a fetus have? And wouldn't it be great if a pregnant mother, had all the resources that she would need in terms of nutrition, in terms of housing, in terms of safety and comfort to bring a child and every American child to term? How can you even disagree with that dream? We know there are circumstances concerning, how did this woman get pregnant? And there are circumstances which really are not swaying in one factor or the other regards to the woman's health, because having an abortion is not a healthy procedure. Even the pill, the RU486 or whatever number pill they have, which induces abortion, that is not good for the mother either. So I would say the health of the woman, could mitigate in either direction. But as far as the dream that every American woman who is pregnant would have all the resources at her disposal to bring a healthy baby to term, that's really, what we're talking about here. And the Republicans want to bring pro life to all 50 states. Democrats, of course, we have had 50 years of Roe v. Wade, and we understand all the reasons and rationales, why they feel that they should have a right to an abortion. Mostly, it's an unwanted pregnancy for one reason or another. The litany of reasons is extended with regards to why I don't want this baby. But I'll tell you that in far as fetal rights, the rights of a fetus, not of the mother or the father or the abortion doctor, but the right of the baby in the mother's womb. Now, this is an approach, of course, for the lawyers, where the baby has a lawyer and goes to court. The lawyer goes to court on behalf of the baby and says, hey, this child has a right to live. Well, this is, fundamental belief of anybody who is pro-life like myself. I don't want to inflame the issue by getting into all the particulars of, how much I wish that we could honor every child in this country, but certainly the imagery of a fetus, a baby in the mother's stomach, womb, and crying out, please, I need a lawyer, save me, because mommy and daddy are gonna have an abortion. That is just inflammatory, but I just did it, and you can imagine the emotions it brings up, for me, and I'm sure for others. So the question, as to why and will the Supreme Court pursue this approach, or why did the Supreme Court refuse that Rhode Island case today? The answer is, it's a tactical question, and they still are 100% gung ho about eliminating the right to abortion in all 50 states, and making all 50 states pro-life states. This is a political war in the United States. The Supreme Court has not moved on this question. It's just day to day battlefield news in the abortion wars in America. I am Earth Faith. The name of this show is Mr. Speaker, yet I speak for myself from here in Bakersfield, California, signing off.